Welcome to the Scottish Rite Journal podcast, an audio presentation of the Scottish Rite Journal, brought to you by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the World. This week's article is The Strange Story of Captain Sylvanus Hatch, the oldest Freemason in the world, by Brother Robert Shig Porter II, 32nd degree, KCCH, and comes from the September-October 2014 issue of the Scottish Rite Journal. An unusual discovery was made among the old Masonic records of Solomon's Lodge No. 1, Free and Accepted Masons at Savannah, Georgia. Several interesting letters from the 1880s were uncovered, shedding light on the life of a little-known Freemason named Captain Sylvanus Hatch. In 1885, Masonic writers across America proclaimed Brother Hatch to be the oldest Freemason in the world. The title was magnified by the fact that Brother Hatch was also the oldest living member of Solomon's Lodge, one of the oldest Masonic lodges in America. His story begins in 1880, when a bold claim was made in the Chicago Weekly News that an elderly Mason named Elijah Stansbury, one-time mayor of Baltimore, was thought to be the oldest living Mason in America. This attracted the attention of a Freemason named J.M. Bickford living in Indianola, Texas. He immediately challenged Brother Stansbury's right to the title by claiming there existed an even older Mason in Calhoun County, Texas. By 1881, an article appeared in the New York Sunday Courier and related that Captain Sylvanus Hatch of this Calhoun County, whose 93rd birthday was celebrated on the 1st of June, 1881, showed me his certificate of Ancient York Masons of the city of Savannah, Georgia, dated the 9th of June in the year of light 1809, which is several years older than Mr. Stansbury's. He wishes you to publish this in your weekly edition, and if there are any older Masons, he would be very glad to hear from them. His address is Port Lavaca, Calhoun County, Texas. News of Hatch's existence spread throughout America's Grand Lodges. Brother Hatch's longevity and clarity of mind became the talk of American Masonry. That summer, Brother John H. Estill, Worshipful Master of Solomon's Lodge, received a letter from Texas. The letter contained an inquiry into the facts concerning Captain Hatch and his Masonic membership. In response, Estill examined the minutes of the lodge and authenticated the name on the rolls. Estill immediately printed an article in his Savannah Morning News entitled, "The Oldest Mason Living," to secure Brother Hatch's association with the fraternity. The article records, upon reference to the minute books of Solomon's Lodge No. 1, Free and Accepted Masons of Savannah of 1809, in the possession of the Worshipful Master of the Lodge, Brother John H. Estill, we find that Captain Sylvanus Hatch was made and entered apprentice Mason on the 16th February 1809 at a meeting of Solomon's Lodge held in this city. We further find on the 16th of March 1809, under a dispensation granted by Right Worshipful William Stevens, Grand Master of the state of Georgia, Captain Hatch was passed to the degree of Fellowcraft and raised to the degree of a Master Mason. In June following, desiring to leave Savannah, he obtained his certificate of membership in the lodge, which he still holds, dated June 9, 1809, over 72 years ago, nearly 3/4 of a century. As Hatch grew older, Solomon's Lodge neared the 150th anniversary of the introduction of Freemasonry in Georgia by Brother James Oglethorpe, and another letter arrived from Texas. The letter reads, Port Lavaca, Texas, June 10, 1884. Worshipful Master Wardens and Brethren of Solomon's Lodge. Brethren, by invitation on June 1st, I dined with Captain Sylvanus Hatch of this county, who celebrated on this day his 96th birthday, surrounded by his descendants down to his 4th generation. He informed me that he was made a Master Mason in your lodge in June 1809. Hence he has been a Mason for 75 years, and the statistics of Masonic editors in different parts of the country. He is now the oldest Mason in the world. He is in fine health, never having been confined to his bed from sickness one day since he became a man. Talks fluently of scenes transpiring in those early days. Wishing this safe to hand with my highest regards from our noble fraternity. I remain as ever, Fraternally yours, J. M. Bickford. Address, Port Lavaca, Calhoun County, Texas. Hatch was born in Massachusetts on June 1, 1788, the son of Joseph and Mercy Hatch. The Hatch family left Massachusetts during the 1790s and settled in Georgia. By 1809, he joined the Old Lodge at Savannah. His enjoyment of the lodge's mystic tie was cut short by his enlistment in the American Army in 1812. Brother Hatch served at the famed Battle of New Orleans in 1814. Following the victory, General Andrew Jackson, later Grand Master of Tennessee, promoted Brother Hatch to Adjutant of American Forces. Following New Orleans, Brother Hatch passed fearlessly through the war and retired with full military honors. In 1828, Brother Hatch played a leading role in the establishment of the Austin Colony. Texas was a veritable terra incognita, and Brother Hatch was a bold explorer. Hatch and his fellow colonists built a large sailing vessel named the Mary of Nova Iberia. One of Hatch's descendants relates that shortly after the colony arrived on the Texas coast, a potential conflict with Mexican forces was thwarted through giving of a Masonic sign. Brother Hatch afterwards explored the uncharted landscape, surveyed lands along the Lavaca River, and visited the unexplored regions of Red Bluff, Texas. Brother Hatch soon returned to Louisiana in 1829 and brought his family and about 50 passengers to live in what is now known as Calhoun County, Texas. Hatch is said to have missed participating in the battles of the Alamo and San Jacinto because he was ordered to convey the women and children to a place of safety. Hatch also took part in the bloody strife of the Spanish-American War. When the Civil War erupted in 1861, Brother Hatch was 73 years old and weary of war. On one occasion years later, a contemporary recorded that, on his birthday, there were his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren to wish him many happy returns of the day, and I think he may see many a birthday yet, for his is hale and hearty, and has not been confined one day in bed for the last 60 years. He retains the full use of his faculties and walks as firm and erect as a man of 60 or 70. His hair is streaked with gray, but he has not lost any of it. He spoke of the early days of Texas and the dangers he went through, which would be too long for a letter. Like and share this article, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you wish to comment, please leave one, and as a reminder, hit the notifications bell. Any accompanying photographs or citations for this article can be found in the corresponding print edition. The Scottish Rite Journal is published by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the World. Mark Dreisenstock, 32nd degree, KCCH, Managing Editor. I'm your host, Matt Bowers.